He isn't very tall, but among the world's modern batsmen, he is a colossus. Sachin Tendulkar commands global adulation, unsurpassed perhaps since Donald Bradman. The little Indian master has embarked on a career that conceivably could see him go past all the world's batting milestones before he retires.
Good morning to all our viewers. Cracking shot, Fleming short, and Tendulkar puts him away. That before, despite the slow outfield.
I do set targets, but I keep it to myself. I don't want to make it public, but I keep it to myself and I try and achieve them. But there have been times where I've not achieved. So I definitely like to better my performance and achieve doubly what I have not been able to do.
Brilliant shot.
He's just so quick on his feet. He judges the length so quickly, and when he hits them, they stay hit, that's for sure. And I mean, he's the best player, I believe, in the world, and daylight between the next bloke.
Gone for him. Beautifully played. Good use of the feet and a big hit. Straight hit the MCG, and the fans love it.
Sachin Tendulkar reminds me a bit of Viv in one way, that when he comes out to bat, he is there, he lets the bowler know that he's coming for him. And some of the contests I've seen with Tendulkar facing Glenn McGrath, and you know, once again, like Lilly up against Viv Richards, it just puts you on the edge of the seat. You think to yourself, right, this game is really on here. And a lot of the times you're thinking this could have a big bearing on how the game goes.
Oh, given him, it's given him out. Well, there you go. McGrath wins the battle.
You know, sometimes you just think, where am I going to bowl to this bloke? He's hitting them so well. And now that's where you just got to stay patient and just believe. And if you're getting enough balls in the right spot, eventually you can't keep doing that, you know. And, well, you know, even if he gets 170, eventually he's got to get out sometime.
Good use of the feet and well placed. Placed it beautifully.
My memories of Sachin Tendulkar are probably the best player I saw in my time. The best technician I think I saw in the game. Once again, a very powerful hitter. Very heavy bat, but a very orthodox player. The sort of player who plays like you'd like to play yourself. Lovely straight bat, lovely square stance, head nice and still, eyes level, all the things they tell you you should do, but very few players ever do. Sachin's that sort of player.
Well, Sachin Tendulkar is the best of the modern-day batsmen alongside Steve Waugh.
Oh, lovely shot.
I first saw Sachin when he was 19. He came out to Australia and hit 100 at the SCG. I still mark that down as one of the great innings I've ever seen in all the time I've been watching.
Much more free-flowing player, a lot more flair. And that brings up his 50, and a fine 50 it has been.
Oh, what a shot. Glorious stand up and applaud. A beautiful on drive. That's what people want to see in a test match. Superb straight.
When he came here over 10 years ago now as a young teenager, we'd once again heard about him as a player, but not really sure what to expect.
It's one for the coaching manual.
We're seeing this afternoon the emergence of one of the shining stars of the 90s for world cricket.
It was a terrific innings, and you think of a 19-year-old Indian batsman to make a century in Australia.
He's a good player. What a glorious late cut.
Most Indian batsmen struggle with that extra bounce in Australia, but Tendulkar had played it beautifully off the back foot.
Wex, there's a chance, it's fine, he'll get it, use his body, he'll come back for the second, surely. Yes, here he comes, it's great running, well played, Sachin Tendulkar. His first 100 at the Sydney Cricket Ground, a magnificent knock and good time.
Yes, the youngest player to score a Test 100 in Australia.
You'd like to think there weren't too many players that had scored Test centuries as teenagers, and that does show just how classy he was. All the shots he coped as well as anyone maybe from the subcontinent with the Australian bounce, even in Perth and especially in Perth. So he was in for a big career.
Oh, that's well played. What a fine young player he is. Despite the pressure, the pace of the Australian bowlers, extra bounce here in Perth.
And that's when I think all of us thought this young fella is going to be something very, very good, because yes, he can make runs on slow, low turning wickets like you see in India, like you see at the SCG, but he can also make hundreds on bouncy, green, fast wickets like we saw in Perth. So that sort of made him different to other Indian players who generally play well at home but not quite as well away. So that sort of earmarked him to us as a player of the future.
That again requires no running. Again, just a fraction wide, a fraction short.
To me, there's no tougher challenge for a batsman than having to go up in bounce. It's much easier for Australian players who are used to the bounce up here going to lower bounce of the subcontinent. It's much harder as a batsman to come up. And for this 19-year-old kid to make not only one century, he got it in Sydney, but then to do it in Perth, the place that is probably the only unique test ground in the world as far as bounce is concerned. You just don't get that bounce anywhere else. And for Tendulkar to make those 2 centuries at 19 years of age, that was a remarkable performance.
Drives, that could be it. Beats mid-on. Yes, it does. What a fine performance by Sachin Tendulkar. His second 100 of the series, and certainly the best in the context of the performance. A magnificent innings by this young man.
I need to be very, very focused and get runs for the country, where we can. I would definitely like to score hundreds where India can win the game because of my 100. Those hundreds are definitely more satisfying.
Going to look for 2, we get it. We get it. The throw's going to be good. He could be out. He's run out, surely. No, he's safely home, and what a magnificent 100. Superb innings from Sachin Tendulkar. He's 22nd in Test cricket. Magnificent ovation for a great player. 22 Test hundreds. His 5th in 1999. His 5th versus Australia. His 3rd in Australia.